Hello guys, it's Psych here again. Decided to make a quick video here. I, of course, am going to talk about how to get rid of stains out of the TPE material of love dolls. If you're not interested in this, I suggest you just walk away. If you have a silicone doll, you will not have to bother with this much. Although, even for a silicone doll, I will recommend you clean the clothes at least before putting the clothes onto a doll, which I'll talk more about after this video. After I'll talk about the main subject here, of course. So anyway, I didn't even bother making the script of this video because I already know what to say. I've done this many, many times. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do it. If you have a TPE doll, you're probably going to have to do this at least throughout the lifetime of your TPE love doll. So first, what you want to do, now with your love doll will come some cream. It'll come in a container kind of like that, looks like this maybe. And you see, I've had to use a lot of my cream. And this cream here is used to, force out some of the ink or whatever your doll has absorbed. Normally it's ink from clothes, lots of times even from furniture. So you might also want to keep your furniture in mind, because, ink goes into the furniture, if it has color. Pretty much any fabric that has color in it has ink of some kind, especially the cheap kind, which it normally is used in clothes, except for maybe the most high-end clothes that you can find, like designer clothes. But what you want to do first off, when you have a spot on your doll or a whole entire area even, is that you just take a cotton swab like this. I would also actually recommend using a plastic cotton swab because these regular ones tend to not be as strong when you're pressing down and you're rubbing it in. So using a plastic cotton swab is a little bit better. However, you do have to keep in mind that the cotton on the end will wear out and the plastic will start going into your TPE material as you're rubbing it in. So keep that in mind when you use a plastic one. But anyway, you just dip it in, just put plenty on there and just start rubbing it in as hard as you can, kind of like this. And then just take your finger, just keep on rubbing it in, just kind of like this, just like that. You just use a cotton swab to just kind of get it started, because otherwise, the cotton swab itself is just eventually going to bend, because you're going to have to push hard when it comes to getting rid of that ink that's inside of your doll skin. Just keep on rubbing it for at least several minutes. And then once you do that, just leave it. And by at least the next day, that ink should be completely outside of your TPE material of your doll. However, there will be times that even if you do that, sometimes you might have to do it a second time. And then sometimes it'll work, but sometimes it is so bad that it cannot completely get rid of that ink because how deep it is sometimes, and you're just kind of stuck with it. I hate to say it. You really are stuck with it. And there's no way to repair it. There just isn't. If you can't get it out with that, there's no way to repair it. Without, of course, gouging it out, but of course that would just damage the material if you take a knife and try to get it out, which I, of course, don't recommend. You're just stuck with it. And somebody asked me about, what was it? Mold. If, for any reason your doll gets mold, there's no way to get mold out. There is no way. I've tried myself. Even when there isn't very much mold in your doll and you try to use this stuff, it will not come out. If you get mold in your doll, it is stuck there for life. You cannot get it out without, of course, gouging it out. Which unless there isn't very much mold, like just, a little bit, you know, just a little bit, I would not suggest gouging it out. You know, if you somehow gouge out that mold, what little there is, you know, just take some glue maybe, and or maybe something that will actually melt the material so you can kind of smooth it out. But if you try to do that, of course, after gouging it out, it's going to leave, you know, the surface area kind of like that. It's going to be caved in a bit if you do that. But that seriously is the only way to get rid of mold. And the only other serious thing that you can do with your TPE material, love doll, especially if it starts to get enough mold, you're just going to have no choice but to throw it out. You can't sell it to anybody because that's just not sanitary. And you know how mold is. You're just going to have to get rid of the doll. You know, sad to say. But of course, then like I said, I'll talk about the clothing options you have when it comes to TPE material. You can actually almost use any type of clothing, but like I said, you know, wash your clothes good. In fact, I recommend you wash it twice before you put any clothes that has color in it. If your clothes that you're buying for your doll are white, you're good to go on day one. But if you have any clothes that you want to put on your doll that has any color in it, wash it once or twice so that it'll, you know, wash out some of that ink, that excess ink that will, you know, normally go, you know, get absorbed by the TPE material, and then you can put it on your doll. Although, of course, I would not leave the clothes on your doll for too long still, because there's still a chance that the rest of the ink in the clothes that's left over will eventually start to be absorbed by the TPE material. But otherwise, yeah, again, just wash your clothes before you put any clothes on your doll, even if it's silicone, just to be sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've kind of talked about this a few times in my videos, but people keep on asking me about it, so I made an upfront video about it. So, you know, I hope that this helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.